So this is they're getting ready to lag for the match between Mika and Mika Immonen and Efren Reyes. This is Bob Medengen. I'm here with Dan.
Ralph Rubin.
Ralph Rubin. I'm sorry. That's Dan. I don't know where I got Dan from, but anyway, it's Ralph Rubin, and we're here to go ahead and watch this great match. This is the top 16 players in the Predator World 14-1 tournament. So they're down to 16, and whoever wins this goes on to the final 8, and whoever loses, they finish between 9 and 16. This has been a tournament that's been going on since Sunday the 29th, and it'll be done tomorrow. And I'm going to go through the list of sponsors here. It was promoted by Jagger Promotions with other sponsors: Aramuth Pool Balls, the CAMUI Tips, the Pool and Billiard Magazine, Olhausen Tables, Amsterdam Billiard Club, and the NAPL Pool League, as well as the sponsors, Dr. Michael Fedak. Yeah. So, well, I wasn't watching the match here, but it looks like Mika must have won the lag, and Efren's going to break here.
We have two world
champions.
This would be
great.
Two world champions.
Yeah. This is a great match. Although Mika hasn't been a world champion in straight pool, and neither has Efren. But they're both tremendous players. And this promises to be a great match. And they're racing to 200 points today. So this is, we'll get to watch two great players for quite a while. Efren made a fine break. Looks like Mika's looking at whether or not that 9 ball is dead behind the rack. And it's close, but my angle, I don't think it goes. It looks like it's going to hit low, but I can't tell.
It's hard to tell from here.
Yeah.
He could throw it.
It might throw that far, but to me it looks like it's going to be low, and whenever you're throwing a ball, that can be tricky, especially if there's a gap between there. Sometimes it throws and sometimes it doesn't.
And it looks like he's calling it, though. Looks like a little gap there.
It looks like he's calling it, so he's going to take the first chance. And it hit the bottom point and just barely didn't go. That was a chancy shot, I thought.
Chancy shot.
For I guess it is a long game, and that's the opening round, but if Efren runs a bunch, it could be costly. This is a Olhausen table, and it's a fair table. It's got pretty tight top pockets. You can if you hit the point coming in, you may not make it, especially with speed. And he hit that with pretty good speed. And Efren missed the first ball. And there's some jitters already.
Some jitters. It's unusual for him to miss an open ball.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Mika has to be happy to get back to the table so quickly.
I was watching him in the warm-up, and he looked like he was getting in a rhythm and getting in stroke. So we'll see.
Yeah, well, he plays great straight pool. I've played Mika several times, and he's when he's hitting the balls well, he's likely to beat anybody. In fact, I played him the year that he took second in this very tournament.
To
and he was in my bracket.
Yeah.
And I broke, and I broke and left him a pretty tough shot. He ran 100, and then I played him in the final 16, and I broke, and he ran 103, and then he ran 64 or something like that. He just missed another shot. I wish he did that against me.
Wow.
So I got to talking about how good Mika's playing. It must be a jinx. Anyway, they both have plenty of jitters here because that tournament that he took second, every time he came to the table in those final 16, I was the first match, but every time he came to the table, he ran over 100.
Yeah.
Every time he came to the table.
Yeah.
But then Stefan Cohen ended up beating him in that final match. Made a great comeback.
Yeah, I was actually there. He opened up with a 90.
Yeah.
He opened up with a 90.
I was wrong, Ralph. He only hit 90 that round.
Yeah. Well, Mika opened with a 90 in that Stefan Cohen match.
I know, but I said there were many of those matches. He played Holman in that, ran over 100 on Holman. Right. He ran over 100 on almost everybody. Obviously not Stefan.
Right.
90 only on him.
And he ran out on Mike Siegel also, 100 and out, 150 and out.
That was a different tournament. That was a different tournament.
But it was a world.
It was a world tournament. That was the next year.
Yeah.
And that's a funny story because Mike Siegel ran 100 and out on him, and then Mika in the next round ran 150 and out on Mike.
Right.
Yeah.
Mike's 100 ball run, there was a little controversy about that.
Oh, right.
Mika,
the bad hit or whatever.
So it became almost like a little bit of a match.
Yeah. I understand, but, they had a referee there, and referees make bad calls, and you can't, just like umpires, and what are you going to do?
Yeah, it's a tough spot to be in the ref.
That's not Mike's fault, and nor is it Mika's, but that's the way those things go. Anyway, Efren is back at the table, and we're in the first rack, and surprisingly, both of these guys have had their 2 turns at the table. When the jitters go, though, we expect fireworks here, I would think. And I watched Efren practicing, and I've watched him all week. And he practices different than anybody else that I've seen. He doesn't even care about practicing straight pull. He plays the balls in rotation like he does in a 9-ball tournament and a 1-pocket tournament. I practically don't think it matters. Maybe even the billiards he might be practicing rotation. But he practices rotation every time he gets up to the table. And it's of course impressive to watch.
Efren hasn't played too much straight, but I watched him years ago play actually Jim Rempe, and he ran a 136.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, I'm not sure.
That was probably in Maine.
It may have been in Maine, yeah.
May have been in Maine, because I was there at that at the Maine Open. I reminded Efren before this match. I was talking to him, and he remembered that too. That was back in, he thought 95 or 96.
Could have been.
And he won the tournament.
He won the tournament.
And he was the cream of that right then, because he played great. He beat C.J. Wiley in the finals. So not too many people know how good Efren plays straight ball. He plays really good straight ball. And he's played good this whole week. It would not surprise me here at all if he puts out a big number to start. Of course, so far we've been surprised a little bit. Now, they haven't flashed the score, but I think it's got to be about 10-4 or 11-3, something like that. We can't. It's 11-3, so they're flashing the score right now on the screen. And Efren's broken him. He didn't really break him all that great, but I think he has a shot, and he's going to shoot this 12 ball in the side pocket. Efren also plays straight pool different than everybody in this. Not everybody, but a lot of the players in this tournament. He plays more like the old time guys did, and the old time guys did it because the balls were the mud balls. Ralph, maybe you were in that era.
I can remember back then.
I think Ralph's a little bit older than I am, but I don't know. I'm not
just
sure.
A little.
Probably just a little bit.
Yeah.
But
they would just break 3 or 4 or 8.
Yeah. Well, even if you hit them hard, you only broke 3 or 4 or 5 of them at a time. With the mud balls, the clay balls.
And the cloth was different too.
And the cloth was slower.
Was different, yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people like that slow cloth. So Efren plays to make, to just make the break and break out 3 or 4 balls, 5 balls. A lot of the modern players play to break out almost the whole rack. Where you're not gonna have too many other secondary breaks. Look at that shot. That's from a billiard player right there.
That's exactly.
That's a billiard
shot. He plays
shot.
a very strong 3-cushion game also, Efren.
Because he hit the rack behind. I mean, he was planning on hitting behind the rack, but he hit it accurately behind the rack. He hit the end balls, and because if you hit that purple ball, you're going to be stuck.
Yeah. And I think the older way of playing like this is actually a safer way to play because, you can hit them hard and break them up. You can wind up behind the ball, down table behind the ball. Of course you can.
You get the balls rolling everywhere and another ball freezes up on the cue ball and you're done. That's absolutely right, Ralph.
Mosconi, he shot most of them down on this end of the table. These 2 down here occasionally turned around and shot up table, but they were mostly, I'd say 80-90% in these 2 pockets.
Of course.
By the rack.
Yeah, they talk about playing with 4 pockets. Not 4, with 6.
Not with 6.
Yeah. Yep. And you always knew that you were playing good straight pool. If you in 100 balls, you might have made 2 in the top pockets.
But playing on this different type of cloth with less wool and it's faster game. It's the cloth is faster and they open up better.
They do open up. Yeah, they do open up. I like Efren's style. Everything's safe and it's great to watch.
He's connected dots.
Yeah, this looks pretty good from here. He's going to make the 9, the 3, I think the 8 after that, and then play for the 13 to get on the 2, or if that's the 4. We can't tell the colors very well here.
Yeah.
That's my guess. I don't know. What do you think, Ralph?
It looks good.
You think that's the right way to do it?
Yeah.
And Efren is so good at this at the billiards. He's going to come right in between the 13 and the 4 to do it. I bet. Yeah, he's so controlled. So now it's just getting the angle, the drift over for the 2 ball, and he's going to be inside that first diamond off the long rail. Probably the first half diamond, really. He's going to get right in there.
Split the pocket and the diamond, probably.
Yeah, and the cue ball will just drift onto the long rail. He took it up table because he was afraid to slow roll that ball. He may not keep it inside that
Yeah,
one
he'd rather
rail,
use a
and
full
he might miss
stroke
the
on
ball
that.
in doing it too.
I can remember around 2000, Mika played Efren in actually my room. I had a room in Pikesville, Maryland.
Yeah.
And we had a tournament. Efren and Mika were playing in that tournament. And Efren won the tournament. I believe Jeremy Jones was second, Mika was third. But Mika told me afterward, he said it's the first time I ever had Efren worried. And the very next time he played him out, he won.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's probably about right, because 10 years ago, Mika has really come, I'd say in probably the last 4 years, he's become a pretty dominant player.
The first time I saw him was in Florida, I guess about 15 years ago. And he had just come over from Sweden and played great. Played great.
Yeah. He's finished though, right? He's finished. Mika is finished.
Finished,
Yeah.
From Finland and.
Yeah, exactly. So now, at the beginning of this rack, Efren's ahead 25-3, and he hit the balls nicely. Getting that follow on the 4 ball and broke balls. Now it looks like he's going to break these a little bit with this one. I'm not so sure that he wants to force this. I don't think he's going to. But he's looking to see if he has a good alternative to not hitting this hard. The way Efren is so controlled, he may not like that shot. Because if he wants to shoot this one, the 14 ball, I think it is, he might roll forward a little bit and bump that other stripe.
Nice draw.
Well,
he drew
it back.
Yeah.
So he didn't like that other one, because he does that a lot. Now he's going to go to the other side of the table.
You know, Efren's is a pretty good chess player.
Right.
So.
Yeah, he's supposed to be a very good chess player. He is a great thinker, because he didn't know how to play one pocket a few years ago, and now he's one of the best one pocket players in the world. If not, some people say that he for sure was the best one pocket player, and I guess there's a little bit of debate right now, but he's certainly one of the best one pocket players in the world. Efren, I was talking to him, he says he's 58 years old and he's lost a little bit. Mm-hmm. That's not what he says. I think that he's lost just a little bit. He says he's lost a lot.
Yeah. Well, I know he had that eye surgery.
Well, yeah.
A few years back, so
right.
I don't know how that went.
He says he doesn't see as well, but it's also just the physique of a 58-year-old as opposed to a 30-year-old.
That's true.
We were talking about it. My neck aches, my back aches, and Efren's the same way.
Yeah.
I'm not as old as Efren. It's just one of those things that happen. Now he's going to shoot this 9, and he's going after the 10 ball. I think he's going to drift over to get those balls on the 2 balls on the side. Well, it looks like he's going to shoot the bottom ball, which I can't tell the color. It might be
maybe the 15.
The 11 ball, and then he's going to shoot the 15 in the side. No, he's going to draw it back. I thought he would just move over, but he's going to shoot the 15 in the side,
then the 5,
and then the 15 in the corner, and then the 5, the same way that he did the last time, shooting it in the bottom.
Oh, he came over there.
He's going to go 2 rails on the 5. Well, I'm batting 1,000 now. That's what happens when rotation players play straight pool. Efren can play him wherever he wants. He won 1 rail instead of 2.
Yeah, he went one round.
These are all preferences. I like my way better, but
Well, the further
You
up
can't-
the up table he drifts, the bigger angle he has. So he's up there by the side pocket. He's good.
yeah, he's okay. You can't fault Efren for anything that he does. And it's 39-3 now. So Efren's on a little bit of a run. And he's got a good shot on the seven ball, I believe. Like I said, he doesn't hurt the balls.
Yeah.
He hits them pretty lightly and controlled.
Looks like he has the 14 on the side.
He has
there.
the 14 on the side. It's a tougher shot than he wanted, but it certainly is makeable. And I think that's what he's going to shoot. And he's not going to blast that one either. He's going to roll it and go to that side rail. It looks like he's drawing it.
Yeah, he opened them up pretty good that time.
Yep. Now he's going to go down to the 8 ball. I think he's going to use that ball that's right behind the rack to get another break shot. I think he got a bigger angle than he wanted to.
Unless he hits that.
And he might go
13.
around the table for this one, just unless.
Well, if he hits that 13 as a stopper, he may have a shot on that 10 in the corner to break that cluster up.
Yeah, the 13 ball. Yep.
Yeah.
He could do
stop
that.
it with that, and then.
Depends on how big that angle is. I'm not sure if he can hit that one solidly.
Might be too thin a cut
Yeah.
to do that.
Yeah. But if he can, that's probably the best choice.
That's what he tried.
That's what he did.
Looks like he's got a side pocket shot.
Yeah. He's still got a little bit of problem with this combination that's down there, but I'm sure he's gonna have to work on that. Part of the problem with that is there's no easy ball to get after it. You know, the 4 ball that's on the rail, that 1 ball.
He could drift down
kinda-
for the 10 in the corner if it goes. Drift down. That's what he's doing. He's going to play this in the corner. Well, it came up a little too high for a break shot. He may have to come 2 rails here for that side pocket shot now.
Yeah, I think he's going to want to hit that 5 ball sometime soon.
So he's going to use that.
And I'm not sure, he might be able to
He's
spin
good.
this down.
Yes.
And if he can, that'll open up those 2 balls that are by the corner. But he missed
He
it.
missed it,
And that's the danger of that. That's why I said that didn't set easy
yeah.
over in that
He
corner.
tried to spin that in.
And he didn't have the perfect angle. Even if he had the perfect angle, the angle gets too acute, and it gets harder to spin the ball into those bottom 2 balls.
Looks like
But
may
he
have
didn't
gotten
leave
away with
Mika.
it.
Yeah, he didn't leave
too
Mika
much.
easy, but he's got a thin cut on this 5, and I think he's likely to make it. He's probably not happy about it. I'm sure it's not exactly what he was thinking of coming to on a missed shot, but it's better than what it could be.
Yeah, Mika's a great shot maker.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He really comes with the shots. I don't see a safety here. He's got to cut this ball in the corner.
Yeah, he's going to shoot that, and he's a favorite to make it. It's a missable ball, no question about that. But he's a big favorite to make it.
Oh, and he controlled that cue ball beautifully with that cut.
Yeah, he made it look like it was easy.
Well, he's not out of the woods yet.
No,
He's got a
well, he
little
has
here.
a shot on the one ball, and that one goes by the 13, I believe, and that's the shot that I think he's going to shoot.
It's pretty close to me. But
Yeah, the question is he going to go into the rack here or not? And he tried to, and he missed the ball.
Missed the ball.
I don't think you're supposed to go into the rack on that because it was a hard enough shot to just make it. But you know, he had to feel pretty comfortable shooting it. So, and you know, really, if he made it, it wasn't a big advantage to go into that rack. It was a little bit dangerous because he ended up hitting the 4 ball first anyway, and that's what took it down.
Does Efren have a 6 ball here on the side?
I think he's playing the combination on the 15-13.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
And that's a good shot. I think that's all he had. I mean, maybe the 6 goes. I mean, the 6 goes by the 4, but it wasn't going to be an easy shot. And
we're on a little funny angle here.
Yeah, it's hard to see the balls,
hard to
Ralph.
see.
You're right. I've done this a couple times in the last couple days, and it's still not easy. we don't have the right angle, and then it's hard to think of the same shots that what Efren might play or what Mika might play, because we all play a little bit different. And it looks like he has to shoot the 12 ball in the corner, and he missed it. He missed it. That was a tough shot, and I don't think he really had his heart in that one. I think he expected that he'd get an easier shot after that combination.
I still think neither of them feel totally comfortable. It's still a little jitters going on.
Right. Yeah. Well, oftentimes these tournaments, it's the guy that gets in the stroke the quickest. You know, whoever starts hitting the ball as well is probably who's going to win. Not always, but probably. Sometimes it happens at the same time, and sometimes it's just one guy that does it. But Efren wasn't happy with that play. He missed it pretty badly, and when I watched him practicing, that shot looked easy.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. And now Mika is the wrong angle, but he's going to go shoot the 1, I think. I think that's the one that he can hit, because he's off on everything else, and I suppose he could shoot the 12, but that just takes him into Neverland. And that's what he's going to shoot, though. He's going to shoot the 12. Looks like he has to hold it to the rail if he's going to shoot the 1, or you're going to have to draw it back, and that makes it where you missed. It's tough to get those funny angles on a table that's playing a little bit tight, and then you combine that with the pressure, and now you have the formula for missing balls. I never missed one up here. I missed plenty.
And just the competition, the pressure, and this is a world tournament. And,
of course, yeah. It was a tough shot to get out, and really, he started with that easy 6 ball and just didn't draw it enough. And then you get sick over it that you just didn't get the position that you wanted, and then it's hard to make that shot. And it was interesting what you said earlier about Ralph and Mika playing. I mean, about Efren and Mika playing Ralph.
Yes.
There are certain players that you have troubles with, and that you don't feel, it's just one of those mental things that you have that you always beat or you always lose to, and that can sometimes that gets on your nerves when things are not going your way.
This is true.
So that may all play into this a little bit. I really don't know their history, but it's interesting that you mentioned
They've
some
played
of
quite a bit.
that. In any case, Efren just nudged that. It's either the 2 or the 4 ball outside of the rack, and I think that's going to be his break ball. That most likely is. Now he might draw to shoot the 15 in that same in the left-hand bottom pocket, and I think that's what he meant to do. They both got tight all of a sudden. You notice that the strokes are not going they're not flowing. But that's what he wanted to do, and now he's going to play for that purple ball or the blue ball. We really can't tell the color. So that it must be the 2 ball because the 4 is no longer purple. So it's got to be the 2, right?
Yeah. And he's got an angle here. It's a little bit low on the stack, but he looks like he can get him.
Oh yeah, he's got a great angle there. He's perfect. He's exactly what he wants. Yeah, he's going to hit the bottom of the rack.
Yeah, he's a little bit low.
He's low, but he's going to hit the bottom of the rack. And actually, for a guy that's what he's playing, the way Efren is playing,
yes,
that's the perfect place. You don't want to go in the middle because you're not hitting him hard enough to do that. He's gonna just follow this forward, I think, and knock those 3 balls off the end and some on the other side. And he might go 2 rails out of this corner, or he might follow straight. But I think that's the way he's going to play this.
2 rails to the center of the table.
Yeah, exactly. That's the way I think he's going to play it. Well, he looks like he's drawing it.
He's drawing it. Yes, he did. He drew it.
And there's nothing wrong with that. This is individual preference. He must have felt like he had better way to hit them. Now, he's got the 12 ball on that side, and I think he might play to the middle to get on the 8 ball, or he might
drop down for
go down for these bottom balls.
15
and
of the 6.
It really depends on how it sets, because it's a little bit funny angle to drift down, but I think that's probably where he's going to go. At this point in the rack, there are so many choices. Looks like he's playing up for he rolled it, so he did play down.
I'm going to pick off.
If I give myself enough choices, I'll probably be right. I think he's going to.
He can open up a few more and have that 15 as an insurance ball.
Yeah, but I think he's going to roll forward to get the 15 next.
Yeah, I didn't touch him.
Yeah, because he wants a better shot.
Mm-hmm.
Knocking into 1 or 2 balls, you may just not get the right angle, and then you might be stuck. He's going to go into him now, and where he has a good angle to get that middle of the stack. And the question is do you spin up or do you spin down? And to me, this one, I would spin down. But no, I'm not Efren. He might spin up. It looks like he's spinning
up. Yeah, yes, he did.
And the 8 has to bounce because I think he's got, little to shoot at unless that 8 bounces, and so he's got a shot. He's got a shot. Yep. And he's just going to go over to the other side rail and probably be shooting at the 9 here next. Now there's no great break shot. I don't think that 3 looks a little bit low. It's even lower than the one that he just shot, and the 5 is a little bit high. I think he's going to have to do something to make a ball. Yeah. Maybe he may be nudging this 14 right now.
Yeah, these 2 right there. Nothing
yeah,
yet.
It doesn't get him the break shot though. that he still is looking for. Now he might nudge the 3 up on this. That would be a good shot.
And the 9, that is, I think it's a 9 on.
It's a little bit close to the rail. I don't think that's going to be the shot that he wants, but he might shoot that.
Might shoot that.
He's going after the 3. He didn't. He might be settling for what he has on the table. He's going to shoot the 4 ball up table. I think he might be shooting at that 9. If he's shooting at the 9, he's gonna run this ball up, shoot the 13 after that, the 3 and the 14 on the side and the 7 on the side, I think.
And just lay that cue ball right on the rail for
Yes.
the break shot.
Yeah. I think that's what he's going to do. But he might be trying to get above the 14.
Well, it looks like
now he's going to play 2 rails from the 3 and get on the 14 straight into the same pocket. And then he'll be, and he didn't go far enough. But that's what he wanted to do. And then he'd be a stop shot to shoot the 7 on the side.
Right.
But now he has to go above the 7, I think, and shoot it in the corner.
Yeah, that's what he's doing. Yeah, he's going to have to.
So he hit a little bit on the weakish side, and I think he has to go he might have to go into the rail instead of going.
And he could leave the cue ball in the rack at that angle and then have ball in hand behind the
I don't
line.
know. Can he get over there? Yeah, maybe.
No,
he's playing the rail then, and I think that's probably the way that they've struggled a bit. It's probably safer to just make sure you make the ball rather than trying to get a little bit too cute moving balls. So now, let's see. It was 49-3 going into this rack, I believe. No, is that right? In that kind of ballpark, and Efren got most of that rack. I think all of it. Did Mika miss? No, he made the 5 ball, and then he missed the 1, and so it should be 4 to maybe 62. That's my guess on that. We'll know in a minute. And he made a nice hit on that, hitting the top ball. Might not have been rewarded as much as he could have been because I think the 3 ball goes by and the 15, those are his only really realistic 2 shots. And the 3 might be a little bit tricky to go by. I think it does. Anyway, I believe yeah, he doesn't like the 3, so it probably does not go by. And he's shooting 15 ball. So he made a nice shot on the 15, and he's going to shoot the 1. He has to hit these balls again, and it's probably going to be with the 14 or the 7. So he's going to use the 5 to get on that side of the table, I think. Maybe there's a 11 that's out too, but I think that's going to be the 7 ball that he makes here. Unless it doesn't go. And I don't know. He looked at it like it didn't. So, so he's got to shoot the 4, and he wanted to go a little bit further up and either shoot that 11 or the 14, and he didn't get quite there. Now he has to shoot the combination or the 3, and if he shoots the 3, he still has to come back and shoot the combination, I think. I don't think that that's going to give him anything easier. Let's see, if he stops, can he shoot the 7 in between the and we can't tell. That's what he's doing.
That's what he's doing.
He's
going to shoot the 7.
That was his best choice, and I like that. As far as first choice, you don't have to shoot a combination. He's got to get on the 14 now. And he's going to get the 14 to that 11 ball. This is his last.
This just shows you how this is a game of inches.
Yeah. He went into him
with that.
Nice shot. He's going to have to knock these other 2. I don't know if he has a shot at the 13 at some point. If he gets right on it, does he have a shot at shooting it in the left-hand corner pocket? And if he doesn't, he's going to hit him now. I would bet. If he just bunts him, he has a shot in the side pocket. That's what he did. And actually, that's his best break shot now too.
The sooner you open them up, the better.
Yeah. He's going to shoot this shot in the side and probably stop for the 2 ball right there. Either the 2 or the 8 in the 2 ball in the corner or the 8 in the side. I think he's going to shoot at the 2 ball in the corner. And I think he's going to want to get after the 6 or the 13 on this. Whether he comes 2 rails or just goes to the bottom rail and shoots it in the corner, that's up to what he feels. He went 2 rails to get on the other side of it. And then he's just going to roll this one in and shoot the 8 in the side pocket. And then the 6 ball is going to be his break ball, and that's looks very good for here.
Yeah.
Now let's guess what he's going to do on this break shot. It's been a guess so far. I think he's going to do a soft draw on this. He's not going to whack him, and I don't think he wants to go forward with it. I think he's going to shoot a soft, controlled draw and just be right in the middle of the table, and that would be my guess.
I think where he's going to hit the stack with the top of the ball or the bottom of the round will determine whether he'll draw it or follow it.
He's going to hit that 1 ball, I believe, and I think it's going to be a soft draw shot. But now it's 79-4.
79-4.
Yep. With Efren Reyes ahead. Yeah, you roll forward. And he has 1 shot, which is the 9 ball down table. But if he makes this, he's going to come across and have an easy shot on the 11 ball. Well, he hit it good. Now he has to break these again, and can do that with his ball that's on the rail actually, and go right into those balls, right in between the 7 and the 4, which is what he did. Now he has 1 shot again. That's the 15 ball, I believe. But he's going to
could drift
he
down.
may just
drift
roll
down
it down
to
to shoot the ball, the other ball in the other corner pocket. That's what he did. The 7 ball, and if he stops it right there, he's got a shot on that 10 ball or whatever the stripe is at the bottom, and that's what he's going to do. Now he just really wants to nudge these because he's going to stay on the bottom to shoot these other balls. But he just wants to knock those few balls out. And the 2-ball looks like it's the break ball for this next rack. And he's got to figure out just what to do with that last cluster. And I think if he goes on the other side of the table to get the 14 on this, then he's going to shoot the 1 ball in the opposite corner, and that'll solve that problem. That's what he was trying. That's what he was doing. Now he may not have gotten the right angle to hold it for that, but that's what he wanted to do, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's what he still does. Yeah, he's shooting that 1 ball.
He couldn't have placed it with his hand any better for that 1 ball. He just laid
a little bit better, but
one.
not much better. Yeah, he has it just where he wanted. Now, since he knocked the 8 over, he may change his break ball, but I like the 2 still. So I think he's going to shoot the 4, the 8, the 5, and the 3 in the side, and then that's going to be his break ball on a 2. And I'd be surprised if Efren does anything different. No, he didn't. He did go far enough.
Yeah.
I thought that was going to slow down.
He was coming up a little short
Yeah,
on
right.
that one,
but he's got the touch on the table right now, and this is the guy that's playing more is the guy that has the big advantage right now. And since he did get a little bit funny on the 5, he didn't have this shot in the side pocket like he really wanted to. I think play the ball in the side pocket.
Well, this could have been a little better.
Yeah,
This
and
position here.
that's what I was saying is that he really didn't get where he wanted to be on the 5, and hence not on the 3 right. Now he could still play this in the side, but I think he's going to play in the corner. And he's rolling 2 rails up to the table, and he'll have 1 rail.
1 rail.
Yeah.
He's good. I talked to a couple of top players a while back, and they were on their way to a big tournament, and they said, sometimes it's just a coin toss. Everybody's playing at a pretty good high level, and whoever just breaks
Gets
out,
in the groove, yeah.
Gets in the groove.
Right. But it's a big difference between having the guy that shot 4 shots and having the guy that shot 80.
Yeah, big difference.
Do you think that you're going to come to that table right in dead stroke? It could be a shaky rack. It's where it's nice to have an open rack rather than that tough 5 ball and then the tough 1 ball that Mika had.
Yeah.
Now Efren's hit some balls. He's at 93 to 4. He's run about 3 racks right now. And this 2-ball shot is not going to be as hard as it would be if this were the second shot that you had. But he's going to draw this one. I think he ended up with the 11 ball, or the ball that's closest to the pocket. Maybe that's the 13 ball. That's the one that he's going to play here. Otherwise, it's a combination. And I don't think he wants to shoot a combination. He's going to thin cut that and probably go into the balls again. But he really doesn't want to hit this hard. He wants to just cinch this ball. It's a little bit of a funny lay because I think that he has to. He may be able to go to the bottom rail, but I don't think that was the. He played for the 3 ball. And that's smart. He has to get on this side of the table, on the opposite side of the table, to shoot all these balls. Go on this side. And at some point, he'll have to hit the stack again. So he's played for the 6 ball. I think he's just going to nudge that 1. So it frees up the 8 and the 5. He has to go on the balls. If I were playing, I think he might want to go into the balls with the 5 ball here. That's
he's
what
over
he
a
did
ball
want, but he
now,
got over the 1, which was too bad. I think he wanted to be a little bit closer to the rail, and he would have shot the 5 and gone into those balls. He still may be able to do
He's
that.
pretty good over a ball. He could go into him from
But
here.
it's a little bit tougher. He may not want to do that. He may just cinch this
Yeah.
and shoot the 1. He's going to draw up to the 9. Or he followed to the 9. The 9 on the side. If he had the angle he would have gone into those balls. But now that he hasn't, he's going to have to use that 15 ball as another break. And he's going to just nudge these. He really doesn't want to hit these much because he wants to keep a ball by that rack. One of these is going to be his break ball. So he just really wants to nudge that 11. Ah. Rats. He only got the 11.
Yeah, he got the 11.
Well.
And he's pretty straight on the 11.
Yeah, he is straight on the 11. And that, I don't think that any of those balls go. I can't tell for sure, but I don't think any of them go. That means he's going to have to do something special.
He may go rail first here, or draw it back.
He might draw it back, and then play for the 4 to hit those balls. And tough shots.
Yeah.
I don't think that this 14 that's above those 3 goes into the opposite side.
He's going to go
corner
rail
pocket.
first. I think he's going went rail first.
Yeah, but to do what?
7. There's a 7
Play the
must
7
go.
in the corner.
Must go
That's
in
a
the
tough
corner.
shot. In the left top corner.
I would say, yeah.
That's the only place that it goes, and that's hard.
Tough shot, low percentage shot.
But that's what he's playing. I don't think he was maybe playing to get a little bit better position on it. But you know, he hit it good.
He hit it good.
And he made it.
He hit it good.
He made a great shot, and now what is the next fantastic shot? Because he's shooting over the rail at a straight in 10 ball, and that doesn't look easy.
It looks like he may have a little angle with his stroke. He
does have a little angle.
Get up table.
But it's you know, there's nothing exciting to shoot at here because the 4 is not a great break shot, and the 14 is only really a good one if you have ball in hand, you know, behind the head string, so getting into the rack. So that means he has to force this to get the 4. That's a tough shot.
He missed the shot.
Yeah, and he missed it because he knew that there wasn't anything. There was no light at the end of this tunnel.
Yeah.
It wasn't looking good. But meanwhile, he left Mika nothing too. There's still no light for his tunnel either. I mean, he has a shot at the corner here, the left top corner. But doing what? You know, you have to then play for the 4. He played safe, which is probably the thing to do. Because, like I said, there wasn't really anything there except that he didn't play a great save. He left the shot. And if Efren makes the 4, gets in the rack, that is a really good shot. It wouldn't surprise me if that's what he plays. He might have been trying to do that. I'm not sure, but it looks like he has to shoot the 14. And he's going to have an angle on the 4. But not a shot that you want to force. So Efren was at 93-4, and now he's going to be at 107-4. And shooting at this, I don't even, you know, I think he spins down, tries to hit the bottom 3. If he hits them, great. If he doesn't hit them, that's great too. That's what I think he has to do. I don't think you try to hit this with any kind of speed and knock the
If he
balls.
doesn't, then he's got a safe shot.
That's what I think he has to play on this. I don't think you can take a chance on, because this ball will flip if you try to force that and go into the middle of those balls.
I
think he's spinning this and getting the bottom three and hitting it with just a medium speed, not a hard speed. And if he hits those three, great. And if he doesn't, that's okay too. And that's what he did. And it's okay, because you come out 3 rails out of that, around that, and you have the basic
good safe.
You know, he's going to hit that 14 ball.
Yeah.
I think he's going to hit the 14 ball and just knock the.
And this particular safe is tough to counter. This to get another safe off of this.
Very hard. I think that's the right play here. And although Efren looks like he's trying to thin hit the 10, I don't know. I don't like that as much.
I'd rather stick it right on the rack, right on the side of the rack.
I think that he should be shooting that 14 ball straight at the 14 ball.
No,
but
he's coming off. He's going to take a scratch.
No, he's thin hitting.
He's thin, yeah.
I don't know. It was a good save.
Yeah.
But he didn't put a threat. I mean, Mika can come back with a good save. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if he thin hits this 13 and goes down to the end rail. You know, he could do that.
Thin the
13 and go 2 rails up table and leave him a. You know, when you get distance, that gets to be a lot tougher to play good safe. I mean, he can do the same thing as Efren, then hit to the other side of the table
and come down below the rack.
But then you know what? You're going to be further down, and Efren's going to then hit you up to the end of the rail. So I don't like that shot. I like this one better.
Shooting this left-handed.
Yeah, but he's going to hit this then and go up table. Now he hit it so soft because he didn't want to knock the 13 to the other end of the other side of the table.
Was so important.
And leave Efren a shot. But because he didn't get further down table, he left Efren a pretty easy thin hit.
And Efren left him a shot.
Efren left him a shot. And now he's got to get good on the 13 to break the balls, and he can certainly do it. But he's off the rail and shooting a relatively straight-in shot. So it's going to be hard to get the perfect angle for the 13 on this, because it's not going to be an easy shot, but certainly possible.
He hit it with a lot of authority, and he got just about perfect.
Well, it's a flat angle. I mean, he's going to have to hit this with some speed to get into those balls. And that's what he's doing. But you see what I mean?
Mika's just got a beautiful stroke.
He does. And you see how hard he hit it, and he got one ball. And if that ball doesn't get perfect, you know,
if he can get loose and open up, the score won't mean too much.
No, if he runs balls, he's going to be okay.
And they sounded a little funny just when he went into them. It's just kind of like a thud.
Yeah.
They didn't really open up for him.
He does have shots, though. He's got a good shot on the 7. But tricky to get break shots from here. They're not laying great.
And this thin cut, he has to let the cue ball go a little bit, so it's a bit of a problem controlling the cue ball in this shot. But
things just haven't gone. They haven't been easy for him.
Well,
when he gets to the tape, it's not just the pressure. The balls just haven't been easy.
Been opening up. It even sounded funny when he hit those balls. Didn't open up.
He's had just a funny enough angle to where it's tough.
Well, this is not.
Sometimes when you get to the table, everything looks funny. Yeah, this is a hard shot, but Efren's real good at these thin cuts.
Yeah.
And Well, he's got to do some work to get the balls open. Now, I think that I'm not sure that he can hit him with the one ball, but if that
It's
8
11
and
it'll be
11 is
11 right
dead,
there.
that may be close to dead.
Well,
He
went
broke
into
him up
him.
with that, and that's it's a tough one to get a reward on.
Yeah.
He's got a shot at the one
He's
ball,
got a back cut on
but
the one ball here.
and last time he had one of these cuts, he made a great shot in the 7th. So I'm not going to predict that he won't make it.
Never touched the rim.
It's not
Swish.
It's not exactly the one that you were looking for. Now, out of the balls that are here, the 8 ball lays the best. You know, he has to shoot the 15 on this, but the 8 ball lays the best for a break ball.
He's got to open him up with a 2.
But
maybe.
I don't know that he wants to shoot that 8 ball. He may want to move these balls a little bit yet. We'll see. He's not going to move it on this. He's going to just come 2 rails out of this corner and have a shot on the 13 ball or the 12 ball. That may be the 12. Hard to see the orange and the pink. But that's the ball that he's going to shoot. And I think he's going to go, unless he's shooting the 6, which he is. Well, he's shooting the 6. Now he might be shooting the 2.
The 2 to open him up
And
with
he's
the
going
2,
to bump
yeah.
the 5 because the 5 ball doesn't go. And that's what I was saying. The 8 is his best break shot, and that's the one that he wanted. And that's what he's done.
9, 13. No, he's going to shoot the 13.
I think he's going to save the 5 for the key ball and go above for the 9, and that's going to be the way. And play the 5 2 rails out of there for the 8. That's the way he wants to play this. He's just going to roll it up a little bit, and it's going to be the 2 rails to the 8 for the middle of the table. And I like that shot. That's a very good break shot. So Mika's had the last few turns at the table, he's had a few turns, but they've been turns. They haven't been really great shots. And even when he does make a good shot, the ball is just laid funny for him. And you see that happen sometimes.
You just can't get that momentum going.
In just about every sport, things just don't go your way. Tiger Woods has had a spill of that.
Definitely.
even though he's hitting the ball well, just for whatever reason, things just don't go your way. We call that the rolls, right, Ralph?
The rolls.
The rolls.
Yeah.
And when you're playing good, the rolls are always good. And when you're playing bad, the rolls are just like you're cursed. So Efren was at 107. He's got to be at 121 here now. No. Mika did run a few balls. He had 2 or 3 balls that last rack. So
so it was probably.
So I think it's
11-3 last rack.
Probably. Yeah. Probably 100 and.
Here it is, 117-8.
To 8. He did make 4 balls. That's right. Okay. And Efren drew that one back, made the 8 ball, and has a beautiful shot at the 4 ball on the side. I think that he's going to have to shoot that 9 ball next, and he either wants to. I think he might want to draw this back to shoot it straight in, but he might roll it forward and have a cut on it. That's what he decided.
Yeah.
But this one he has to run into that 15 a little bit, I think.
Just use it as a stopper.
Yeah.
They could have rolled a little better for him, but he's got a shot.
Oh, well, he has a shot on the 13. It's what's going to happen next here. I think that he has to come above for the other two balls on that side of the table. That's what he's done. Now he's going to have to spin down for the, or he's got that, he does have that second ball, which is the 10. Is that the 10 ball?
That's the 10, yeah.
He's going into the 5 on this. Now he's perfect, and he's going to go into him fairly. He doesn't have to go in hard because he has that 5 ball, but he's going to go in firm. Now he's going to go to the other side. He's going to use that 1 ball to knock those other 3 that didn't come apart. And I think that he's going to. He could probably do this a couple different ways, but he could save that 13 for a break ball, which I like. Or when he hits the 13, he's going to go into the 1 and he'll use one of those 3 balls that he knocks for a break ball on this side of the table. He can do it either way, and he's thinking about what he wants to do here. He planned to come under that so he could knock that, so he had the 1 next. And he's going to nudge these other balls. He nudged the 13 where it's still a break ball, and it's still fine.
Yeah.
But he can control these and use them as a break ball too.
Good shape here.
And he did. Now it's he's going to shoot the 7 and probably the 14 and the 11 there. I think it's going to be I don't think the 11 goes, but the 14 is the one that he's shooting. Now he's going to shoot the 13. I don't like this.
It's like Johnny Orvalino might have said, stick, 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 and he's out.
Yeah, but he did play for the 13. So since he moved the 13, he was in love with that one. And actually, the 2 did get low, it looks like. So that's the right shot.
Shooting this left-handed.
Yeah, he's going to shoot this and then the 6 and the 3 and stay right there for the 13 ball. And he's going to be at 131 shooting. And he's got another wonderful break shot on the 13, I believe it is, and he's gonna. This one he might play with follow. But you know, every time I've guessed here, he's been a little bit. He can do this either way. I think you can play this one with follow, or you can play this with a soft draw.
Come right off the top 2. Wind up in the middle of the table.
Well, he's hitting it so thin. I think he's going to hit the 3 or the 2.
Okay.
You don't mean the middle 2.
Well,
you mean the top 2 balls on the side.
No, I mean the top 2. I don't know if he's too low to just skim the top 2 and come out in the middle of the table.
Yeah, he could. Yeah, I think if he draws, he's going to hit those 2.
2 top ones. No, you're right. He hit the 2 side ones. He's got a dead combination.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to play that though,
no.
because that's too hard a shot. You know, you can miss that sort of thing. He's going to play the 4 and drift down for the 7 and the 1. I think he's probably going to play the 1 next, and that leaves you with 7 on. You're going to be on that side of the table. Go right into the balls with this. Because he's going to come in between that 9 and the 14 ball, go right into those, and he will smash these. He's going to hit these firm. Yeah. He didn't want to baby that one. He actually hit higher up than I thought he would, but he certainly didn't want to baby that one. And unfortunately, he has to go into them again at some point. And I think it's going to be, he's probably going to clear some balls like this. He's going to go into the 14 ball. That's the one that you wanted to get on, to get into those remaining balls. But I think he's going to nudge these. I think he wants to have one of those balls be his break ball. Yeah, that's what he did. And I think that 11 is good.
11 looks good.
So he's going to play to get on the 3 on this one, I think. Then he'll have a clear path for those other balls. The 12 ball he's going to use to knock into the 8. When he gets on the 12, it's going to be to get into the 8. But right now he's going to clear these other 2 balls on the bottom. So he's going to hit the 15, he's going to hit the 9. When he gets on the 12, he's going to go into the 8. The 6 ball is going to be his last ball. Or not. 6 ball is going to be his last ball, but he's using the 12 to go into the 8 and the 5 here. So he doesn't have to shoot that combination. So he's going to use the 5 and then into the 9. The 11 is his break ball. He's just going to roll this to make the 8 in the corner pocket, I think. Side pocket. All right. Well, the 6 was his last ball. Just shows you how many choices there are of what to do. And he's at 145 here. 145 to 8 is the score.
A lot of times it's great. Well, the score doesn't mean a lot, but you got to.
It doesn't. It doesn't. You're right. But this is a hard hole to get out of.
Well, if
And
Mika,
not only that, being at 145 to 8, and you're not at the table. Because not being at the table is probably the biggest factor. You can control the game when you're at the table, but when you're not at the table.
and getting cold sitting in the
Yeah,
chair.
exactly. We call that having icicles on your cue. So that one, he rolled into it. He has a shot on the 1, but boy, not what he liked. I think he can hit the 1 on the side, but it's not a.
It's a
not
pretty.
gonna-
It's that cut in the side is really.
It's very thin.
Very thin.
But I'm saying that may be the only shot that he has, and I don't think he wants to shoot it. I'd be surprised if he did. But you know, playing it safe from here is not any easier. You know, where do you play
Where do you
safe?
leave 'em, yeah.
You know, I suppose you could
could put
kick
'em behind
down
the-
maybe one rail and go into the 10.
Behind
But that's
the 10.
yeah, that's not a, you know, you're not a favorite to hit that right and to leave no shot. If anybody can do it, Efren's one of the guys that can. Having that kind of thin touch, and he likes one pocket, which is that sort of games. That's the way you play that sort of game. But I think that it's almost as hard to shoot that safe as it is to shoot this shot.
He looks like
He's gonna play the safe,
safety,
though.
yeah. Behind
I don't
the
blame
10.
him. I mean, neither one of these is anything.
It's a sellout if he misses the 1.
He played the 8. He played the ball. See, that's how hard the safe was. When Efren decides to shoot at a
kick at a
ball,
ball like that.
you know, then that safe was just so hard. Well, this is the opening that Mika needed. He has shots, and also Efren's on a scratch, which is always nice. Even if you get into a little bit of trouble, you have your opponent on a scratch. But this is the opening that he's been looking for.
I've talked to a few of the players, and they just love playing with this old housing equipment. I've heard that a couple of times.
Yeah, the Oldhausen table, I think it plays pretty good. The rest of them are Brunswicks. They're the Brunswick Tour Edition. Guess I didn't mention that.
Yeah.
And that was the remainder of the tables. This is the TV table. Is the Oldhausen table? The TV table. Great table to play on.
And it does play a little bit different. You have the lights, the heat, the humidity's a little bit different.
Yeah, it does play different. So it looks like they've taken a break. And what is the score here? It was going into this rack, it was 145 to 8. And there's 14 on the table. Efren scratched. So it's still 145 to 8. And Mika's turn is going to be coming up. So I guess I'm going to take a little bit of break too. We'll come back when they come back.
Be right back.
Okay, they took a break, and it looks like Mika's back at the table. And he had ball in hand on the scratch by Efren. And a ball in front of the pocket, the 12 ball. He's going to have to go into the balls, and I think he might want to do it. He could do it here, or he could do it on the 8. And it's either one. It's a preference. I think he's going to do it again. But since he went in on that one, he can't go in again. He doesn't have the angle to do it. So I think he's gonna want to get a better angle on the. Yeah. He didn't. He might hit it with a side pocket ball.
Could do a side pocket break.
Yeah, he could. But the thing is, he had balls in front of pockets, and when you start to move those, now when you go into the break, you may not have a shot, where you had an easy shot sitting in front of the pocket. So the more of those you get rid of, the chancier it gets. And some of this you get to where we were talking about the rolls, you get to where you think your luck is, it's just impossible.
It just looks impossible.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like he's going to use this 4. That is the 4.
Yeah, since it's not a full rack, you can go into these and you have the 2 ball as a safety, and you don't have to whack these. You're just gonna move some, and that's what he did, and he did it nicely. He hit that very, very well. And the 3 ball is sitting a little bit low, but
the 9.
The 9 looks like it's in the rack, or the 13. I'm not sure what that ball is. And the 6 is a little bit low too, and it's kind of far away from the rack. I think that he might try to nudge a ball to get a little bit better shot.
He might try it right here with this one.
Yeah, spinning into the 3, he might. Or the 13.
He hit that good.
But that one's a bit high.
That's a bit high now.
He could just stop for the 2 and shoot that 7 ball too. Believe it or not, that might be his best shot.
The 7 in the side.
The 7. I actually think that might be the best thing that he could do. To me, that 13 is a little bit high, but he may want that one. And these are, individual preferences, and even individual preferences at the time that you're shooting. Because sometimes you get it in your mind that this is the best way to play it at this moment.
That's right. Another time it maybe choose another ball.
Yeah,
But you feel
same
comfortable
player
with at the moment.
could go ahead and say, no, I like this one better than right now. But that's what he's doing. He's going to play that 13 ball. He moved. You know what it is? Sometimes it's the one that you moved. You made it. You want it. You get it in your mind that that's what you want to do. You're going to shoot that. And that's what he did. So I would not be surprised that's the way he wanted to play it. And so he used the 7 ball, and even though it's a little bit high, I think that it's going to be a good shot shooting at that 13. And Mika will hit this different than Efren. He's going to hit it hard.
He's going to hit it.
And he's going to hit it with a center ball. And it's going to just drift off to the side. It's going to hit the top 2 balls, but it's going to drift over to the left side of the table as we're looking at it.
Yeah.
And he's not going to hit it soft. I don't think. If it's high enough, he might have to hit it with a little follow. Yeah. He's going to have to hit it with some follow, but it's going to basically
He's going to
hit into the 5 and the 1.
The last time
it's going to hit the top of the 5 and the 1.
Yeah. The last time he opened them up, it just sounded funny, and it was kind of.
Well, that's what happens when you don't have when you have funny angles. If you have funny angles, the balls don't break right, and it doesn't look right, and it doesn't sound right, and it doesn't work right either. And see, he came off the top and it came over to the side rail, and it's not.
Although he
that's
has
what
a
the
shot,
problem
they
is.
still didn't.
He has a shot, but they don't break right, and that's what happens when the balls are not laying right. That was high up. It wasn't the perfect break, and it doesn't break perfect. This one, he's got the 8, and he's going to have to. I think he's going to have to go into him. He's going to hit the 12 and the 9. Spinning into it a little bit, and then you gotta hope that you don't just make a glancing blow on him, because if you glance, you might go in the side pocket, you might go all the way up table, and you could be looking at misery. I think.
It's a pretty thin cut here. Yeah.
This is exactly what I was talking about. I'll give you an example. It has nothing to do with pool, but it has a little bit to do with pool. But I was talking to a guy yesterday, and he said last year he put $20 in a raffle to win a cue. He won the cue. You said you won a cue the other day. This year, a few days ago, he put $20 in the raffle, won another cue. 2 days later, he put another $20 and won another cue.
Yeah.
Now, I've done raffles a lot in my life. I've never won anything. and that's just how you feel. So they asked me 20 times this weekend or this week, and I said to do the raffle, and of course I said no. So
you gotta play to win.
So that's the way Mika feels right now. He's gone into things, and nothing's worked out. And then you get to where I know every time I shoot, this is what's going to happen. So, and we were talking about it in the break too, that Mika getting up to the table, he could run 150 balls or more, and this game is would be by no means over. But when things are not going well, you're stuck 145 to 8, and if you don't run a rack, it gets to be almost impossible to win. And we talked about who has the oil in their elbow, So in this rack, Efren's shooting a few balls, and he's got the 9 and the 6 as break balls, and I think he's going to save the 9, but he can do either one. And I only say that he saved the 9 because it's on his side of the table, the right-hander side of the table. Yes. It really doesn't matter that much. These guys play it on both sides. It makes no difference. But the reach for a right-handed player, it's a little bit easier on that side of the table. There's also 3 balls above that 9 ball, which play to as key balls, and that I think is even more important than which side of the table, and that's what Efren's. I would be surprised if he didn't play the 9 ball last as the break ball, and I wouldn't be surprised if the well, now I am surprised because he's shooting the 9. Well, he's got to use one of those 3 balls as the key ball for the 6. See how much looser he just got.
Yeah.
He hit that one crisply. He's hit a lot of them, kind of. I wouldn't say wimpy, but he hasn't hit it with that kind of stroke. And he just got. He's
That'll
loose
show you
now.
right there where he's at.
Loose now.
He's loose.
And I'd be surprised if this wasn't over right at this moment. He only has 50 balls to make, and he's the one at the table, and he's the one that's loose. But here we go. He's gonna drift over to shoot the 7 ball, I think, and then the 5 ball is his last ball. But he got kind of straight in. I think that he might have to draw this back unless he could go down to the bottom rail and he's going to shoot it in the side pocket. And the way he's bridging, the way he's leaning, I think that's probably what he's going to end up doing.
No, it's going to.
I think he's going to go down to the bottom and shoot the 5 in the side pocket. I don't think he wants to shoot this with draw to get up above it. So that's what he did. He's going to just settle for what, you know what, when you do something wrong, maybe the best thing is to just settle with what you have rather than trying to force sometimes you get it in your mind to try to shoot something more and get back into where you want it to be, and I think it's sometimes better to just settle with what you have and shoot a tougher shot. That's what he did. This is a smart thing to do, I think.
I think so.
Meanwhile, he's left himself a long, tough shot. Not tough for the professionals, but it is a tough shot. But we already said that he's looser now.
He's the one that got there first.
And he's probably gonna hit this. The way this lies, I think you hit this with, you can hit this with center. You can hit this with just a touch of follow or just a touch of draw. You don't want to do anything. You don't want to hit this. You're going to be right around the middle of the cue ball.
And he missed it.
And he missed it.
You know, I have to say, when you watch Efren shoot rotation or 9-ball, usually open shots, they don't miss too many open shots. Straight pull's another animal.
It is.
Straight pull's another animal.
I think it's part of the match. You know, he didn't flow in that rack, that end of that rack. You know, when we were talking about what balls to shoot, it didn't flow very well. Mm-hmm. And then when he had that, you know, it is a long, tough shot. It's, you know, at that point in the match, he is oiled a little bit. He's in more of a groove, and for it to not flow well, and for him to be shooting that tough of a shot,
yeah,
it
didn't feel exactly right.
Yeah, I think that's just it. Now Mika's got to run this rack. It's just critical for him to put something on Efren at this moment. And look what's happened. Even though it's not hard, this is it's a pretty easy combination, but still combination. It weighs on your mind that every time I get to the table, it's like I'm stuck in mud. Yes. And he missed it. Yeah, this is exactly what I'm saying. Exactly what I'm saying. Every time he goes to the table, it's like misery.
Yeah, it's like an uphill climb.
Yeah. And you know what? I've been in that kind of spot before, once or twice.
We all have.
And sometimes in my mind, you get to thinking, well, I hope it just ends. No. You're almost wishing for it to end your suffering. Well, Efren started this rack needing 42. And I'm not making any predictions.
Well, it isn't over till it's over.
That's right, Yogi.
and Mika does have if he gets loose and gets moving.
He has great abilities.
He has great ability.
He has great abilities. No, there's no doubt. He has great abilities, and we could have a match. But right now, Mika's not at the table, and there are open balls. he wants to save that 3 ball. That's why he doesn't want to shoot that 6 and go above there because he'd be stuck shooting.
Shooting the 3.
Yeah.
He's got the 14 here.
But it's off the rail and he's tricky and he doesn't really want to go all the way up table. If he doesn't draw it, it's a funny angle. I think he just has to settle for stuff. He's way ahead. He runs this rack. He's only 2 racks away from winning. Shoot it behind the rack break shot. Forget about being, having this be perfect. Get through this rack. To me, the only way that you lose this match is if you don't get through this rack and then Mika gets loose and up to the table again. And really, he's not even settling for all that much. There are balls that he can move around. There are openings. I think he has to nudge the 8 ball on this, and that's what he did. Because that opens up things. And you know what? He made the 8 ball into a break shot too. By the way, I think. This is so hard to see on this table.
It's a little low.
If he didn't, it's awfully close. He might do it again.
Well, I thought he was going to move it up right there.
He did try to get position on that, and both of them are looking tight. It's like the match started over again. Efren doesn't want to finish out, and Mika doesn't want to continue. It's been a funny game, but Efren's still holding it. I don't know if if that 2 goes. He might go into the 7 on this, or he's going to go into the 2. It's
still going to.
Well, the 4 does go, and I think that's what he played for. Now the 2, he just made that into a decent shot. I think that's what he saves, and he's going to play position for the 7 here, I think, or the 1. But either one, I can't tell if the 1 goes, but it must, since he played for it. He played for the 7. Okay. Now he's got a pretty good angle here. He can force this right over to the side rail. That's about perfect. And that's what he
just
did.
About perfect.
And so he's a 172. 172 and 2 racks away. And
with a good break shot.
And just the way everything has gone, I'd be shocked if he doesn't finish this out. Maybe not shocked. I shouldn't say shocked. I'd be mildly
They're
surprised.
both playing a little bit tight. I can remember years ago talking to Mike Siegel, and he had just run 200 in practice. And I said, well, you've hit them pretty good. He says,
you never know.
He says, they're just not going in right, though. Just ran a 200. You ran a 200. He says, they're just not going in right.
Yeah, that feeling is, you can feel miserable and run balls, and you can feel great and not run anything. Well, I actually think he hit that about as well as he's hit any of them. He has a tough shot. I think he has a 4 ball, but it's a thin cut. But Efren is amazing at these. I mean, I'd be surprised if he didn't make it. Yeah, he hits those about as well as anybody I ever see.
Yeah.
And he has a shot in the side pocket. The 11 ball. But still the balls, they're not easy. He's going to have to probably shoot the 8 after this, unless there's a combination that goes. Does that?
Who's got the 1?
Does the 1 go or the combination on the 9-7? I can't see. The 1, I don't know that it goes. It doesn't look like it goes.
Yeah, from that angle, it does not look like it goes.
And he does have the 8, so he's going to be playing that. And look at him. He's using his body and everything to try to make those balls because things have not gone going great for either one of them. They've gone better for Efren, no question about that. And he just nudged those 2 balls, try to open those balls on that side. And he's got the 10, and he's going to nudge the 14 and probably shoot the 9 next. So between the 5 and the 3 is a break shot. And that's the... I don't know if he's playing to get on the 12 here, and he is. He's playing to get on the 12 to shoot in the side pocket. And that's so that he can shoot the 5 or the 3. And then that'll be an open for the break shot. And the 1 will be the last ball. Now he's going to shoot the 13 and roll down for the 14. The ball in the other
6 is a 6 over
the 10 ball in the side pocket. Oh, it's Efren.
Yeah.
You're surprising me.
He's got to shoot. Yeah.
He's saving the 14 for 2 rails as the last ball. That's what he's saving. So he's going to shoot the 10 in the corner and the 6 in the
6,
corner.
14 to the 5.
And then roll it to get the 14. And I think, you know what, he's going to play that 1 rail instead of 2. That's what he likes here. And I think that that's better with this shot. You know, the 5 is close to the rack, and you're better off to just come straight up rather than 2 rails.
Yeah.
So he's at 186, and he just needs 1 more rack. And
Yeah. I still think Mika wants 1 more shot at it.
you know, I bet he's torn. I think that, of course, you always want 1 more shot at it, but you know, the way things have gone, why? you know, you almost get to where you want to say just.
You know how that momentum can change.
Yeah, it
can
can
change.
It can
change.
I mean, when he, you know, it can change, but if you don't get that 70, 80, 90, 100 ball run,
under your belt,
it's not going to. You know what I mean? And you know, if he had 2 or 3 racks, look at this.
Look at this.
It had spin that it kept it out.
Yeah.
If you had 2 or 3 racks under your belt, then you get into some rhythm, and it doesn't even matter then, you know, because you don't have to run the. We're talking about you're behind 186 to 22. It doesn't matter if you get a run of 80, 90 balls, because then you're in control of the table. You don't have to get it all at once, and you get back into the swing of things. Yeah, I don't think that combination goes, and so Efren's a little bit stuck here. But I think the 6 might go by there, and if the 6 goes by, we talked about how good he is at cutting these. He would probably shoot that if the 6 goes by. It is a tricky shot. You can miss this shot because if you don't hit this with the right speed, and you can miss the point on this and still make it, but you still have to hit it pretty good.
Well, he overcut it.
He overcut it. How about that? Well, you know, you got what you're wishing for. Ralph, Mika gets one more chance at the
It's
table.
another chance.
And that made it, that's another 12-3, made it 189 to 22. And so, but at this point, you know, we've been bluffing the whole time.
Yeah.
You know, this is your last chance. This really is your last chance. You have to make a serious run at things.
Well, if anybody could,
Mika
could
do
pull
it.
it out,
Of
he's
course.
got the heart of a lion. I know that,
and the talent.
and the talent.
So there's no question. What we saw in this tournament, the Johnny Archer ran 98 with UCC, and on his first inning, and this was in the 100-point matches.
Yeah.
And he had a break shot. You know, at 98, you've run 7 racks, and you need 2. And his break shot was a little bit of a thin hit, and he was a little bit tentative. You know, he didn't want to spread him out, which is good. You know, you really don't want to spread him out, but you also don't want to baby it. And he did hit it a little bit easier than what I think would be his norm. And you know what? He flipped it in the pocket, and he only broke one ball out, which is exactly what he wanted. He would have gotten out, but he missed the ball. Flipped in the pocket, and Hugie, is that how you say his name?
Hugie.
Anyway, Mr. C.
Mr. C. Yeah.
He ran 100 now.
Yeah. He's a great player.
And he is a great player.
Great
yeah.
player.
But that's the sort of thing that, like you say, you know, I mean, it doesn't really matter. Things do happen. But that was it was a different flow. You know, he got up and maybe the first 2 racks, as is commonly the case, when somebody has you stuck really bad, it's not uncommon to have a tough first 2 racks. You know, the flow doesn't go well. But then after that, the flow, you have to flow in this game to run balls. And see if Mika can get into that flow. He's going to nudge a ball to get a break shot, and he really has to get something that goes. But this is how the flow has gone. See that? Both of those balls are in the rack, and you know, you get it in your head.
Yeah.
Is he going to try to go one rail here and bump it? Or no, he can draw it. He's going to just draw it over and nudge it. And that's great.
Perfect.
He hit that ball perfect. So you have to see if he can get into that kind of flow. And he's straight in. He would like to really shoot that 14 ball after the 9 and then get on these 2 balls on the rail to be able to shoot the 11. But he's straight in. That means he has to draw it back perfect. What do we talk about flow? So far, it hasn't flown.
It hasn't flown.
But it can.
No, he's okay.
Yeah, he's going to shoot the 12 and then the 8. I think. I don't think he wants to travel back and forth here. He's going to shoot the 12, then the 8, but then he has to shoot the 14 to get on the 11, which is fine. He should be able to do that.
He's probably going to have to hammer this one.
No, not that bad. He only needs to get in the middle of the table.
Okay.
You see where he pointed?
Yeah,
Actually, he went way too far. Now he has to draw. So he has to draw to the middle of the table. He really wanted to get to the middle of the table and then come off the rail and go back to the middle of the table.
A little bit too far.
And this is fine.
He can get those last couple.
With his stroke, you're going to be able to hit, but he is going to hit this hard. And anytime you hit the balls hard, that's when things happen. Because you hit it hard, you're not able to control the cue ball as well. Next thing you know, now he might be at the end rail instead of in the middle of the table. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he has to force this ball, and when you have to force it, you don't know what's going to happen. So you have to force the balls. But he's going to hit this with draw. Or just a center. He just hit a center ball.
Yeah.
Well, he controlled that. That was better, but I think than drawing it hard.
And he got a little bit of a bump in the right direction right at the end there, which may be a good sign for Mika.
Yeah, that ball, it really would be a terrible roll if that ball did something bad to
something bad, but it didn't. So maybe this could be the start of something. Here.
So he's going to go right in between that 14 and the other stripe, and go right back into the rack. And he has a shot on the 14. He's good. And I'm not sure if he's going to try to go back into him again or just steer away from the balls and go up table and get the 15. I think that's the right way to play it. Just what he did. Now I think he's kind of straight in. I think he might be drawing for the 10 ball.
For the 10 ball.
And then he has to hit the balls again. And he'd really like to save that 4 ball for a break ball. And the 7 ball will go, and if he can move the 1. And so I really think that's what he'd like to get on that 1. You know. And if he gets on that 1, well, the 1 he can actually go into the balls a little bit too.
Yeah. But
he's going to shoot the 12. Yeah, he's going to shoot the 12.
See these TV balls? They're the different colors.
Yeah.
12 to me is purple.
Yeah, I know. But this is
like
the TV balls,
like
exactly.
TV balls.
The TV balls, the
like
7 and the
214s
15
on
are
the
brown, and the 12 and the 4 are pink.
They're pink. Right.
Instead of the 7 and the 15 are typically
maroon.
Some people call it maroon, but it's actually not maroon. I don't know what it's called, but it is a funny color. The 7 ball is, and then the 4 and the 12 are purple.
Purple, right?
Well, he has choices here. I don't know if he's going to try to get the 1 in the side pocket and then shoot the 7.
Well, he came up really short.
Yeah, he did. He came up short. I don't know if the 7 goes in the side. I don't think it does, but it might. And if it does, that's what he's playing.
I think the tightness, it shows up in the speed.
Yes.
It shows up in the speed.
In everything. I mean,
especially the speed.
You just watch the way he walks around the table right now. It shows. That's what I'm saying. The flow. He needs to get a few racks under his belt to just get a flow.
And even the concentration in straight pull.
Well,
I heard Thurston Holman, I overheard a conversation. He said he's been playing Earl Strickland for 30 years. This is the first time he took a break. And it's the first time he took a break in 30 years of playing him. That Earl took a break.
Earl took a break.
Yeah,
I believe that. Well, it's a different game. It is a different game. And it's not Earl's finest. Earl is a great player. He's a great player. I don't mean good. He's a great player.
Great player. Yeah.
But straight pool is just not, for some reason. It's he gets caught up in it somehow, and it just doesn't work out to be his best game.
Well, funny thing, I played him years ago in an exhibition, And I said to him, "You ever play any straight pool, Earl?" And he says, "I think my stroke is great for straight pool. I think I have a good stroke for straight pool." And he put up a great shot and ran 75, and I knew it must have been 20 minutes or less. And I said, "Yeah, you got a nice stroke for straight pool."
Well, he's a great player, and he has a great stroke. But now this it hasn't gone yet. He hasn't gotten into that
zone. He's not.
Yeah, and look at that.
That is so not like him.
He just. It'd be great if he could just get a couple racks to get the flow right. But unfortunately, he has to play safe, and whenever you play safe, you now you don't have control of the table again. It is now it's a. What amongst good players, I would guess that it's probably at best a 60-40 proposition. If not closer to 50-50. And you're also having to play safe with one of the best one-pocket players in the world. Efren looks like he's hitting the thin off the 3-ball and just coming back down to the end rail. He's left the shot. It's actually a bigger opening than I thought he would. I really think you want to be back at the one diamond over from the left side of the table when you hit that one.
Between the diamond and the pocket is ideal.
Well, the problem is that if you get too far, you left a side pocket shot. But right around that third diamond is perfect. And he got to the middle of the table, and that's a little bit. It's a shot. It's a shot, and for these great players, this is for me, it's like a nightmare. But for them, it really is a.
Doable.
They're big favorite to make it.
Yeah.
And he hit it good. He hit it good. So you know what? That's the sort of shot that may get you into flow.
This is
you know how many times that happens where you're playing you're just going along and you're just doing okay or not even close to okay, but you're playing, and then all of a sudden you make a tough shot, and the next thing you know, you run 100 balls or more. So that would not surprise me at all, the way he hit that one, that he comes on with some shots. And he's going to go into the 15 after this one. I think. He's going to hit that 15 ball and break the balls, and he's not going to hit these soft. Oh, wow. He did hit him soft. Well, he must have thought that was, it must have been too close. And
he had one pop out in an earlier match. He hit it with a full stroke and it jumped back out on the table. And maybe he had that in his mind. I don't know. He didn't.
Boy, I'll tell you, I was a little bit surprised that, because I expected a flatter stroke and really going into the balls. And he hit that with a regular draw stroke and came back. And now
he's got a little tester here.
Yeah. But it looks like they're going to take another break. He's had a number of these that just off. You're off a little bit. You're off a little bit, and it translates to not running balls. So
you get out of line on one, you get a lot, and it snowballs.
We're going to go off for their break.
We'll be back.
Okay, we're back on, and they've taken a little bit of a break. Mika just went into that 15 ball, and he has a little bit of a tricky shot. I think he's going to shoot the 8 because it has a natural angle. He doesn't have to do anything with it. Oh, wow. He did. He shot a dead ball out of the rack.
He shot a dead ball out of the rack. We couldn't see it
Wow.
from this angle.
What a great shot.
Yeah.
Well, you know, between that 10 ball and that shot right there, that might be the sort of thing that gets him loose. Because one of the things that he absolutely needs is to just loosen up a little bit here and make some balls. And as he's been struggling.
He's been struggling right here. He's not in a terrific spot right here.
Oh, he's actually in a pretty good spot. And this is Max Eberle here stopping by. Great player. He just had a tough match and got knocked out. But he finished in the top 16 as we would expect.
Top 16. Solid player.
So Mika went into the balls and you know, I think, I may be wrong, I think if he was playing good, he wouldn't have gone into those balls. You know, he would have saved that ball. But instead, and when you're struggling, you take those easier shots and you don't leave the same thing. And now, you know, he might not have a break shot at the end of all this. That's great. That 5 ball he just nudged, which is good. It's a little bit low, but it's not bad. He's going to get the bottom 3 balls, and he's going to want to move those other cluster, which he did. And the 15 is a little bit high, but it's a bet. I think it might be a little bit better than the 5. And he must be saving the 8 and the 6 for last. That's what he's going to do. I'm sure of that. Yeah. But it looks like he's going to play the 4 on the side, and then I think the 11. But I'm not sure. He has so many different choices here. One way or another, he's going to have to shoot these 4 balls and then go up table for the 8. I think he's just going to stun this over and shoot the 9 next. Oh, he almost didn't get to the. So that means he's saving the 15. Now he's going to shoot the 9. He's going up table for the 8.
And the 6 on the side.
Yeah.
Now, he's going to do the 6 on the side, then the 8.
Mika's a great player.
He puts a lot into the game.
But he's not comfortable yet. And see, did you see him push point to the table?
Yeah, he's a little straighter than he wants to be.
Yeah, he's okay, but this is not. It still has not flowed right. I got kind of off track here, and I think that it's. I know what Efren has. He has 180. I think it's 189, and I think Mika is in the 40s. Maybe not quite 40. I'm not sure. And they'll be showing the score. I'll tell you the score. 188 to 58.
58.
Okay. All right, I missed the rack.
188 to 58.
But this is the sort of thing that, like I said before, if he can flow for 2 or 3 racks, well, then he's right back in it, if not the favorite. You know, you could be stuck at 12, needing 12, and watch the other guy run a bunch of balls, and have no fun doing that. Hey, do you know, I have a story for you, Ralph. You might know this story, but do you know why they have the break rule?
The break?
Take a break rule?
Take a break?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. My understanding is, and maybe this isn't true, but my understanding is that in the Johnston City days, Luther Lassiter was playing, and I'm not going to remember his name probably. He's another old-time great player. But anyway, and Luther was stuck, like maybe 140 to 30, something like that. And the other player missed, and Luther took a break, and he went. I guess they had a bar downstairs, and on Luther's break, he went and sat in the bar, was watching TV. Was there for maybe 20 minutes, and somebody came over and said, "Hey, Luther, your matches, they're looking all over for you. You're gonna play." He says, "Oh, okay." So he goes and plays, and he gets up and he runs 70 some odd balls. But the other guy had been, not only it was 70 balls, but it was also an hour of sitting.
Yeah. So now I think it's a 5-minute.
So now it's a 5-minute break. Yeah, now it's a 5-minute break.
But I heard Wimpy did like a beer or two and a hot dog.
Right. Can you imagine? So we have Luther to thank for that.
Well, it looks like Mika is got a good layout here.
Yeah, these are the kind of racks that you want, because he's going to shoot I think he's going to shoot the 1 and then shoot the 13 on the side, and the 3 balls is break ball, and at some point he's going to shoot that 6, probably after he shoots the 5.
To open that pocket up.
Yeah. Yep. But he can do this a lot of different ways. I mean, he could go over the other side rail and shoot that ball and then shoot the 6. But he's going to shoot. I would be surprised if he didn't shoot the 13 soon, and then shoot the 5. You know, when we're talking about shooting the balls in order, that very tournament that we're talking about, the one that we were talking about in the break,
Johnson City?
When we were talking on the break and when Mika took second in the World Championship to Stephen Cohen.
Stephen Cohen, yeah.
Danny DiLiberto was in the booth, and the booth was right close to the players.
Yeah.
And Danny doesn't hear great.
And his voice carries.
And his voice carries. And And so he would be naming what the player was going to shoot, and everybody could hear it, including the players.
And I think Cohen,
And I swear, some players would change their minds
because of what he
because of what
suggested.
Daniel said. I thought that was funny.
I think
Anyway.
Cohen even made mention of that.
I think that he's going to draw this ball to the side to get to the ball that's on the side rail, and then shoot the 6 right after that one. But he may roll to the 4, and that's what he's doing. To me, the easiest way for this to flow is for him to just stick that 4 and then shoot that stripe in the side pocket. But he may go this time to the. Oh boy. Well. Yeah, he's going to shoot the 6 ball.
6, 14, 10, 3, if that's the right balls. 6, 14,
10 and 14, I think. I think that the one on the side rail is the 10.
10, yeah.
It's funny. I don't.
Look, he's going to shoot this first.
Yeah, only because of the angle was funny. But see how this is. It'll probably be okay, but this is not exactly.
He may shoot
you'd
this to the
like
side and then come 2 rails off the 6.
In straight pool, you really want the last ball to not be traveling much, and to be traveling where where it's easy.
Well, he's
Now
gonna
he's got to draw this ball back.
He's a little straight on this 6.
He's perfect.
He hit that perfect. It's a great crowd here, a very knowledgeable crowd, straight pool crowd.
Yeah, New York City here.
New York City.
Everybody's. And they have a great carom tournament here this weekend too, and there's great players.
Some of the best that have ever played the game. Raymond Kuhlmans,
and Bloom Tord.
DeJorn Bloomdahl.
Yeah, Bloomdahl. A lot of great players here.
And
I don't know if Dick Jaspers is here, but they said
see
that
him.
They might be, but I don't think he is. Anyway, great players here.
Mr. Bloomdahl, he's got 3 generations of his family playing at a high level. And sometimes he has to play his grandchild in a tournament.
You mean Kuhlmans?
I mean Kuhlmans.
Yeah. Bloomdahl's not that old to have a grandchild.
Raymond Kuhlmans. He has 3 generations of 3 cushion players.
Yeah, he's a
great guy.
A great player.
A great player.
Great player. You know what? I think I might have said this to somebody else earlier, but my understanding is Danny DiLiberto said that the guy that has the greatest stroke that he's ever seen is Raymond Kuhlmans.
It's Kuhlmans. Yeah. He's just got that touch. His balls just seem to get there.
Now this one, I'm sorry to interrupt you, Ralph.
That's right.
But this one, if this were Torsten Holman, he would draw this straight back hard and go to the end rail and back halfway.
Yeah.
Mika doesn't usually do that break. He does this hard, but stays right in the center.
More control.
And I like that better anyway. So that's more like what Mika normally does. That's the break that Mika normally does. And if he can get back into that kind of rhythm to get that break every time, he really floundered that last rack. But if he gets to where he's just thinking to get on that ball like that, he'd be back in good shape here.
No, he's good.
Yeah.
He's good. He's got a shot. Thorsten breaks the balls like he'd be breaking an 8-ball.
Yeah. Well, he spread like he breaks an 8-ball rack.
Spread like, yeah.
Yeah. And he hits him as hard as that. Yeah, he does. He hits him. But, Mika hits him pretty close to just as hard. But he hits a flat ball instead of a really stroked ball. And that's why it comes out like that. he's saving that 2 ball. He's already got that figured out that he's going to save the 2 ball.
He's moving around the table a little bit easier now. It looks like.
He wanted to shoot that 10 ball, I think, and shoot this 13 ball next. That's what he's really playing for. Because I think that unless the 13 doesn't go, and then he wanted to go into him, but I thought that the 13 goes.
Well, he might have to move this 2 out over a bit if he can. I don't know. It's hard to see the angle from here, but the 14 looks like the obvious next shot and open this.
Right.
Open
Yeah.
These
Well,
two
if the
up.
13 doesn't go, that is the obvious shot. It almost looks like the 13 goes, but it must not if he's not looking at it.
He's going to shoot the 10 next.
Yeah.
And then break them up. And then one of these two can be the break shot.
Well, the 9 is the better of those 2 balls.
Yeah.
But he might move a ball over anyway.
Might move a ball over there.
Oh, he tied it up too.
Yeah. It's too bad. You can drift down and get them off the 5. Break those 2 up.
I don't think he's going to want to move those. I think he's going to shoot the 1. And then shoot the other ball in that pocket. That's what I think he was playing, but he got funny again. Now he might have to go into the rail and bump it. He wanted to get straight in on that 1, and he might be able to slow roll this. But you know, anytime you slow roll a ball,
you're taking a chance.
Yeah.
Oops, he went down for those. I think he can make
He's
the 5.
okay, yeah, he's
right.
okay, but boy, that still could be disastrous. I mean, this is tough.
And he's going to have to come up behind these balls.
But now when you're this late in the rack, getting to a ball that's tied up, you're
no,
you may not get a good
goes.
shot.
That one of those balls goes in this corner. He's going to come up behind it.
Yeah, but you know how perfect you need to get on that to get perfect on the break.
And that's and
you know,
on the rail's
that's
not
what
perfect.
I'm saying. You don't get enough time. You can.
Well, if this top ball goes, he can get back, come out to the center of the table.
He can't make that. That's
Can't make
that thin cut. We're talking about the 9 ball.
The 9 ball.
That's what he's shooting. But I'll tell you, you know, it's tough to make, and you're not guaranteed you're going to get position. You know how hard he's going to have to hit that. He's flying around the table.
Especially with the ball. Now he's going to go 1 rail. He's going to come out, I believe, 1 rail. I could be wrong.
You know, he has to slow roll that to go 1 rail. That's
rail.
a tough shot to make when you're slow rolling that ball.
Oh, he went around the table. But that shot right there shows me he's getting in stroke. He's getting in stroke a little more. That's not an easy shot with the ball on the cue ball on the rail like that.
Wasn't an easy shot at all.
He hit that really good.
That was a good shot. Well, he's got to follow this one, I think. I mean, I don't think you can. You don't want to draw this to the middle of the table. You're going to have. You have to hit that. I think he's going to go forward on it. Hit the bottom 3. I mean, center ball will get you the bottom 3 anyway. It's naturally going to roll forward. Yeah. He's going to hit it hard.
Missed the ball.
And he missed it.
Yeah. Shot that kind of fast. faster than he usually shoots.
I still think it gets back to being off. When he was off on those 2 balls, he had to go the 3 rails and have a longer shot. You know, you could have been a foot and a half away from that ball instead of 6 feet away from it, and that makes a world of difference. But meanwhile, he's left to either cut on the 12 or a combination, and I think that Efren's going to take the cut on the 12 probably. I maybe he can see this 3 in the corner, and if he can see that, that's probably the easiest of all of them. But those are the 3 shots that I see. I don't know if you see anything different, Ralph.
Well, he's got the combination. He's got
the combination on the 8 and the 14 or 10.
Yeah.
And the 12 ball that's right below the rack. He must feel that the combination is the easiest, and that's what it is. Because right now, Efren's playing for 12, and he just wants to make the easiest balls on the table. He's not looking for a break shot.
No.
In fact, at this point, you just open up those balls and then clear the break shots off. You don't need to leave any break shots.
Well, he does need a few of them out of the.
Oh, he needs most of his rack, almost all of it. So, but he doesn't need to leave break shots. I would not leave like the 6 to 9. Those balls that are, when he breaks these open, if there are balls in the break area, you're going to clear those right away.
He doesn't want to leave anything.
Exactly, and I say that, because you just never know. Even at the professional level, sometimes you miss a ball, and
it's over. You sit down.
You'd like to not miss when you've left an open rack with a break ball hanging there. He's gotten over the 4 ball on a ball that I'm not sure he has a full pocket on that 3 ball. That's why he's looking at that a little bit. I think it goes narrowly past the 6 ball, and so that's why he's going to shoot this 11 ball. It's a little bit tougher shot, but he got a little bit funny, and oh boy, he's getting funnier yet. See, this is what happens when you need 12 balls.
Those last few are sometimes
it's misery sometimes. He might have to cut the 3 ball up in the corner. The last thing he wanted to do was shoot. He's got balls that are open, but he can't get to.
Back cut this ball.
Yeah.
Sometimes those back cuts, it could be the kiss of death.
Oh, this is a tough shot. It's not a hanger. I mean, he's a favorite to make it, no question. But that's a tricky shot to make. I don't know if he can shoot it past the 4 in the other pocket. Oh, he might be shooting in the side pocket.
In the side pocket.
That was a good shot. That was a good shot.
Under the circumstances.
Yeah. And now, I think that he will shoot the 4 and go into the balls. He doesn't have to go into this hard. He's going to make sure he cinches the 4. And he'll spread enough balls to, he wants to just spread them so he can finish this rack. And that ball goes. It could be tough too. See, those are the things that happen when you're not in the flow. Because Efren's had to sit down for a little while, not for a long time. But he's got the 7 ball on the side, and I expect if he makes this, it's all over. That is the only tough shot that he's going to have here, because the rest of this is, they're open balls.
He may run him out in rotation. I don't know.
Efren, I thought of that game. Is if I were to play Efren straight pool, I would play him where I can shoot any ball and he has to shoot in rotation. I figure that's an even game. Well, he hit this ball straight in, and he's got the 13 ball right in the side. I think he was probably playing for the 9, but the 9 is a little bit harder than the 13 ball. And he may want to shoot it, but I think he's going to come back to the 13 ball.
Yeah, he pointed on the table where he would like the cue ball to a
Yeah,
bend.
I know he was playing for the 9, and a lot of players, like we talked about earlier, you get into a focus of where you wanted, and you stuck on that. But Efren wants to just finish out these last. He's playing for 3 balls, and I think it's well, they're out there and they're easy. So he's going to make the 5 and stop and make the 9, and that's going to be it. He doesn't have to do anything special. That's all he needs. Unless I miscalculated, this should be it. He just needs this one ball.
That
was it. Okay. Well, and now you know what he did. Look at where he put the ball. That's not where it was. It was a little bit. It was further up, and
the same thing.
he missed it. But that was a tough match. Mika never got into the flow.
Never got in the zone, and
well, it was a pleasure announcing with you, Ralph.
yes,
I know what you mean.
it was a pleasure, really.
Okay. Well, that's it. I'm sure there'll be other matches later on today. Okay.